Welcome to Pemberley Farm. Well, I promised you guys a video about this greenhouse. This greenhouse my husband built. Obviously you can see that he built it out of old wood that he had on hand. And if it looks a little bit sway-backed on this side, it's because that tree that's laying down fell off of it, and you can see the big trunk that it peeled off of. I'll show you pictures of that when it first happened. Surprisingly, it did not destroy the greenhouse. But anyway, so this is the outside. We ordered the greenhouse plastic from Bootstrap Farmer, and then later we ordered the shade cloth from Grower Solutions. I wish the shade cloth was a little bit wider. This is what they recommended, but I don't think they understood the Florida sun, because even in the wintertime, if you leave that door closed, it gets too hot in there if it's a really sunny day like today. So that's why the door is cracked. There's a gas bottle out there because when it freezes, I've got tomatoes growing in there, which you'll see in just a minute, and I don't want my tomatoes to freeze. So anyway, all this is used lumber. I'll walk around to the side a little bit. I don't know if you can tell. And some used plywood. The plastic comes all the way down over the plywood. Some used plywood, some used lumber, cattle panels, and actual greenhouse plastic. Alright, we're inside now, and this is one side. Those are garlic chives that I had potted, and they're outgrown those pots. I'm going to repot them, and they're going to be for sale at the next event that we go to. And you can see this is my table for potting or starting or whatever. Right now I've just got empty stuff on this side. That's pineapple over there. And some aloe down there. We've got, extra pots that came from different places, and they're under there. Okay. I'm going to slowly come around to this side. Alright, here's my seedlings, some of which need to go somewhere. And they will in the next couple of days. But anyway, I've got beets and leeks and spinach and bok choy, perpetual spinach, dino kale in the back there. It seems to be a little slow in germinating, the dinosaur kale does. This in the front here, this beautiful stuff, this on the left is Savannah mustard, and on the right is tatsui. And so anyway, but over the years when I have bought plants from the store to put in the garden, because for years I just bought the plants. I didn't do this because I never did it very well, and I just always had problems. So anyway, I just bought the plants. Well, I saved all of that stuff, and there's more of it. That's just what's in here. So anyway, but this works really well. I have enjoyed this. Under the table there is a little cart. I don't know if you can see it. That's got my potting soil in it. I will tell you, I use the, I can't remember the name. I'll look at it and put it on the screen. Anyway, a potting soil that I really like, and it's potting soil. It is not this. It's not the potting soil, the potting starter mix. I have never had good luck using the starter mix as the main thing. Now, I do use that. I use it to cover the seeds after I've put them in the potting soil. Now, let's talk about these guys. All right. See what I mean? The door was cracked, and it's 100 degrees in here. I need to prop it so it does more than stay cracked. All right. So these are cherry tomatoes. Aren't they pretty? Some of them around the bottom are turning red. There is a squirrel cage fan in here so that in the summertime it helps. And that window opens. Probably ought to be open right now, but see, it's going to be real cold again tonight. This tomato plant is taller than me. Well, you say, how do you, you know, how do you get tomatoes because you don't have any bees to come in here and pollinate? Well, I come out here every day, sometimes more than once a day, and I shake it. This one's smaller, and I shake it. And you see, I have no shortage of tomatoes back in there. They're everywhere. All right, so anyway, the other thing we have in here that just tickles me is this. This is a Ponderosa Lemon. I'd never heard of it before. A friend of ours sent my husband a picture, and the thing's bigger than a grapefruit. So we asked our local nursery, for us it's Maphis Nursery in Chipley, could they get them? And she says, well, I have some. And so anyway, it had one on it, and my husband has since peeled it and ate it, and it was humongous. I mean, it was humongous. So anyway, well, he juiced it. He ate some of it, but he juiced it. But you see, it's about quit blooming now, but it was just white with blooms, and now it's got all these little tiny lemons on it, which it will never be able to carry because they are so huge. So we'll have to take some of it off. See? So anyway, so I would come in here and I would shake the lemon tree. And so shaking it has helped. All right, what else do we have down here? This is turmeric, and it is on its way out. It's got to, you know, it dies back in the wintertime. So I've got to harvest that. This was in a place, these little ones were in a place that was not, it was choked to death by something. And so they did not grow very big this year, but they'll be all right. We'll still, you know, they'll still be fine. All right. Basil that needs cutting again, really bad. And this is parsley, which at Christmas I cut way back. I mean way back, because I used chopped parsley to roll my cheese log in, that and bacon. This is multiplying onions. They're multiplying some. So these aren't doing too well multiplying. I expected to see more young ones from them. But anyway, and this is Malabar spinach. So anyway, this is the inside of the greenhouse. Now, is this greenhouse pretty? No, it's not. You see all this? I wanted to paint everything, but you know, my husband said, why, just use it. So that's what I'm doing. It's not pretty. On the floor here, we've got like landscape cloth kind of stuff, but not exactly. He was in construction, so who knows what it was used for. But anyway, the water goes through it. And then some old rolled roofing to help, you know, so that the weeds don't grow in here underneath. So none of it's pretty. This heater and gas tank, of course, when it quits freezing, will be out of here. And so it will be helpful for me so that I can, it's in my way right now, but I'm not giving up because I want my tomatoes to make it. There's a heat mat that he found somewhere, and I'm about to start some peppers on that. So anyway, this is the greenhouse. Let's see. That's a black barrel full of water that he put in here, and the sun is on this end the most during the winter time, and to help maybe get some warmth in here. So this is what we're doing. This is the greenhouse. It's very simple. As you can tell, the wood that's in here for the benches, it's used. Everything was used except even the cattle panels had been used for something else. So you know, you can do it on a shoestring. You can. The greenhouse plastic was the most expensive thing, and it wasn't terrible. I mean, you know, in the grand scheme of things, it was not a terrible price. So you can do it too, because listen, for years I tried to do this with not a lot of success. So I'm tickled. And this is not my first go round. I had broccoli and kale, and I forget what else. Anyway, and it's all planted outside. I'll show you the garden another day. Today this is just about the greenhouse. I will say we are going to build another greenhouse across the road on the other 20 acres of our property next to the old farmhouse that will be pretty. So anyway, and mostly it will be, we'll start the seeds over here, we'll repot them, and the pots will go over there. So anyway, there'll be a pretty greenhouse on here, and maybe one day ultimately a high tunnel. That's my dream. My husband says we live in Florida. Why do we need a high tunnel? It doesn't matter. I still want a high tunnel because, you know, I just do. So I thank you for watching. And if you got any questions, please put them in the comments below. You know, if you haven't if you haven't subscribed to our channel, please do so and share it. It really helps our channel to grow. And like the video if you like the video and it was informational and helpful for you. We appreciate you watching. We appreciate you coming along on our journey. You have a blessed day from Pemberley Farm.